Hello everybody, welcome to my WandaVision review. This is season 1, episode 7. This episode, this show is so good. I really love this show. It makes the show so much fun. There's a lot of things that answered, and the show really moves forward, and it's so fun to see these characters do a bunch of fun stuff. We see Wanda in bed, and we see that her planet has a cone shape. A bunch of hexagons there, and it's like a 2000s type of show, so it's mostly based on The Office, and there's like the theme song of it. It's like similar to The Office. We see Tommy and Billy, they tell to the mom the controllers are glitching, and it's like glitching to different points of time, and it's Wanda doesn't even realize what's going on. Billy tells her mom that his head hurts because Wanda expanded the heads, and so that really makes sense why his head hurts, because of Billy's powers. He's reading people's minds in a way. His head is a little bit overwhelmed with everything going on there. You see that Wanda is eating breakfast, and she has cereal called sugar snaps. And also the milk also that she has into both time, and also the milk that she has missing children's name on it, and pretend we see the face, but it's a sense of that she's pretty much taking kids. She took kids out of the real world and put them there, but it's kind of weird considering the fact that why would WestView itself have missing kids thing, you know what I mean? Why would WestView have milk of a missing kids person if that kid is potentially in WestView? Not sure about that. Even so, with all these glitches going on, Wanda's a little confused on why it's happening. We see back in the reality where Tyler talks to Agent Guidas about having a team ready for launching today. We don't really have much information about what that really is, because that's the only time we see those two in this episode. We see that when the hex expanded, Darcy got inside the hex, and Vision sees her, because we see that some guy approaches Vision and tells him to team up with Darcy in the circus act thing, but it's Darcy, so Vision tries to ask her what's going on, all this stuff, and she's in her character within the head, so she has no clue on what's going on, and then we see another scene. We'll go back to her later, but basically, she's a pro. We see her with like chains, but it shows like handcuffed to the car. Wanda's kids ask Wanda, why isn't Vision home or anything like that, and they also ask her about her brother, and the fact that Wanda tells her that she can't do anything about Vision coming home or anything like that, and she doesn't want them talking to Pietro and all these things because she doesn't trust him. But in fact, that she tells her kids that she can't do anything about bringing Vision home. I really feel like she can, because she's able to do all this, so I don't know why she can't just make him just appear. But I'm not so sure why she is like that, why she said like that, because I do believe she can just bring Vision next to her. Wait, that's it. Let me know. Drop it down below. In the fourth wall, then she tells that Vision has tough skin because of his vibranium, and she says they're always like that. And the fact that she said they, like, always, like, do we know something? She knows something that we don't. Like, why does she say they instead of him? Do you realize that? Because I don't know if she's talking about Ultron or anything like that, but who knows why she said the word they. Agnes approaches Wanda and inside Wanda's house, and she wondering what's going on, and then at that she tells the boys to give her mom me time, and that's what he traded. She's doing that. I feel like Wanda really needs some space to herself, and Billy tells Wanda that who's gonna take care of her. I think that's very sweet for him to tell Wanda that. I really love that. And then once those three leave, the TV glitches to like the 1950s type TV. We see back in the real world we see Jimmy sees the email of Darcy talking about what Tyler's doing when it comes to Vision, the Project Cataract or something. Yeah, so who knows what did not that's WR, but just Jimmy and Mark are wondering why, trying to understand why Tyler's trying to do Vision. We see that Mark's connection is her engineer is Major God Gunner, so Major Gunner is her name. That's what she's been trying to communicate with in the past few episodes. She introduces Mark to his space rover and it's a hexagon shape from the on the face and also the top as well, and also that it reminds me of the machine Hank Pym used in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Jimmy's there too, just saying. But yeah, what they're trying to do is they're trying to use that to get inside the hats safely. Back in WestView, we see that Vision uses his powers on Darcy like he did with Norm, bringing Darcy out of her character that she's being in WestView. And then when that happens, they try to escape on this claw from this guy who pushed them in a carnival type place, and we see Vision's inside the car and asked her about Pietro, and she has no clue on who he really is. Vision also calls him an imposter, so he even knew that even the fact that Vision had a sense that he isn't who he says he is says a lot. Especially in the last episode where he was really with him. Isn't that interesting? The fact Vision had a sense that Pietro was fake, even though he didn't spend a lot of time with him in the previous episode. Back in Wanda's house, we see that all the furniture and the chandelier and the wallpaper, it all changes, and that stalk reappears. That thing that was like she was trying to get rid of when Mark was talking to her earlier in the season. So the fact that this is going on, she's like wondering what's going on. And then she's talking to us in the fourth wall, telling us that she has no idea what's going on, and some guy off camera tells Esther if she deserves all this, and it's kind of weird for Wanda for that to happen, because the guy in the back is supposed to talk to all Wanda these fourth wall dance. Not every show, most shows sometimes do this, but that's wasn't supposed to be the case for Wanda when she talks to the fourth wall. That's the kind of situation that happens to her in this scenario. Okay, commercial time. Alright, so we see that this commercial is called Nexus about depression. Is it the depression thing? And I feel like this commercial is about Wanda because I feel like the girl in the commercial, she lays down on her bed just like Wanda did in the beginning of the episode. And the fact that Nexus is about reality and her reality. So it'd be any reality Wanda chooses to be. I feel like that represents this show. The fact that this commercial represents this show is the next part of her life, and the fact that she doesn't want to move on from grief when it comes to Vision and all these things. So she said everything revolves around her, and that's why she made a city based on her. The show is called WandaVision. That's why the show that Darcy watches, that's the show that revolves around Wanda. So that's something I feel like that's what's trying to tell us, the fact that the Wanda thinks everything is about her, and that she's her own priority against everyone else. And also Nexus reminds me of the Nexus hub where in Avengers Age of Ultron, Tony was trying to find information about Jarvis or anything like that when it comes to what happened with him in Ultron. Magical characters meeting up in the Nexus. I feel like that's something that Marvel comics has, is the fact that it's like characters that have certain magic meet in a certain place. So I feel like maybe the Nexus, maybe not Nexus. I feel like Nexus is also could be also a certain point of reality, a certain pinpoint in the world where things can revolve on them as well. kind of reminds me of the episode where I WandaVision where everybody was sitting in the Wanda and Mark was sitting in the circle with Dottie, and even though Mark was not rich or anything like that, I feel like it's mostly filled with magical creatures. Like for that, who knows? We see in Agnes' house she talks to the kids, and Buddy tells her that he realized that they've just she's tried in his mind, so that means they just tried on his mind, so it's more trauma for him after him dealing with so much things and mourning with all these voices in his head. So he likes it there. So we see that the space rover is gonna be used, and Mother tries to go inside the heads, but it doesn't work for her. So she decides that it'd be best for her to draw through it herself, and then she tries, and then on her way there it's starting to work, and then she does these voices in her head about what the conversations she had when she was little with her mom, what jumps to, and then those voices are parts of Captain Marvel where she was talking to her mom about drawing space with her and meeting her halfway, all these things, and also dealing with all these things that she's been through in WandaVision and earlier episodes. And then we see that it works. She goes through the heads and these other colorful things around the electrical wires. So who knows if that's been, who knows if those wire things or certain things inside the wires, where maybe that's where the broadcasting oceans could be from. So we see that Vision and Darcy, they discuss what happened to Vision in Infinity War, the fact that he died twice and because of Thanos and all this stuff, and then doing the stoplight, and I feel like Wanda's doing that in some way to prevent Vision from going home right away, and also the fact that in WestView it's also raining, and that's something that Darcy points out, the fact that it's the century of rain in WestView, and it does, and I feel like with everything glitching around Wanda's house, I feel like it kind of makes sense, but it doesn't feel like that's the cause of the rain. Also, it's just light rain, nothing noticeable, but overall I feel like that's not all. I feel like the rain is one of the reasons why it's glitching. I feel like Wanda's powers itself is glitching because she's escaping her. She doesn't want to in more measures. I feel like Wanda wants to be herself and actually be her new self, and wants to move on from the real reality and wants to focus on her own reality. Like the next commercial implied, Darcy tells Vision that she's been watching WandaVision. Me too. Oh yeah. She tells him that she likes both of them together and all this stuff. They're a really great couple, and they said that, and then Vision decides to leave. So we also see that Vision is also doing the fourth wall break as well. Fourth wall talking as well, but then he wonders why is he even doing that, or just leaves the thing, but leaves the fourth wall, decides to just leave Darcy by herself with the stoplight. Yeah. So she'll meet them there, and she's seen WandaVision, so she knows it'll be interesting to see what Darcy would say to Wanda or anything like that in the future. It'll be interesting to see how all that will play out. Darcy's like really smart. She's smart when it comes to asking the right questions. I feel like Darcy's told Vision why he can't leave the heads, and like she's wondering that too. I feel like overall, I feel like she would, her knowledge, I feel like her character development, the fact that she is more advanced with certain things, I feel like she did really help Vision out, and maybe in the future get him out of the heads. You see that Mark approaches Wanda in her house, and Wanda and Mark are about to, she throws Mark outside, and then all these people, like even Dottie, looked at her bullet, then and then also there's the mailman as we see Dennis the mailman as well. He has the shirt called Presto, so who knows what that's about. And in fact, the background characters are frozen because at first I thought they're just floating at what's going on, but we see them actually move once the conversation ends. And the fact that Adina takes Wanda to her house to calm her down and all these things because she doesn't want this to escalate, and also they all don't want this to escalate because Wanda just wants Wanda to listen, and Wanda doesn't want hurt Marco, but she wants to be left alone, and Ag just wants to calm everything down, so just it's wrong. And so Marco was trying to tell Wanda about the fact that Tyler was trying to track Vision, all these things, and Marco was to what Sword is up to, and then Wanda just doesn't listen, and that's something Wanda's dealing with, is that she just doesn't want to care, or she doesn't want to listen, all these things. So yeah, she needs to, there has to be like some way to get Wanda to listen to what's going on, to listen to Marga and maybe Darcy, and who knows, if she's aggressive towards Marga, who knows what's gonna happen when she pushes Darcy or anything like that. We see Wanda go inside Agnes' house and like a plate of drinks and sandwiches, and the drinks have like hexagon shapes on them. But like, well, she's wondering where her kids are, and Agnes says they're probably in the basement playing or something like that, but the fact that Wanda goes inside the basement and that no one's there but like this bird, and then that reminds me of the Dark Code and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this stuff, where there's like the Ghost Rider storyline was involved, and also reminds me of that same book reminds me of the show Runaways, where you guys know the character Morgan. That book was also involved in that show. It's also a Marvel show, and also the fact that the book looks different than this that it does in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So maybe it's like a volume 2 type thing. Who knows? It could be like the same premise, same type of book, but different. It's a little bit different, so who knows what that particular book is to be about. The fact that that book is also smaller, so who knows what that should be. Is it all red, magically glowy? After all this, we see that Agnes reveals herself to Wanda as act of all hotness, and see her better bunny and all this stuff, and then we see that there's like the song talking about it was acting for all along herself. And the strangest thing about her in this episode is that her brush, then the brooch that she usually wears, she didn't wear it in the beginning of the episode, and then she wore it in this part of the episode. And same with the the Halloween episode, where she didn't even wear it when she was in a red costume, so it may seem like it was stolen from Quicksilver or something, but it happens not to be, because yeah, we see that later in the episode, after the mid-credit scene, we see that Pietro is talking to Marta, and Marta sees the way to go through the basement, and the fact that something I didn't even realize is the aspect of ratio. It changed when Wanda walked into the basement. I didn't even notice it was that. I was so into it, I didn't even recognize the screen change. But yeah, this episode was really good. I really feel like there was a lot of unpacked here, and a lot of things that made sense now, and I finally the story starts moving forward in a really great way. I'm wondering what Agnes has done with her children, with Wanda's children, so who knows what's happened there. And the fact that she used powers on Wanda, and who knows what's her powers are, and what's to happen with Wanda and all these things, and what Vision is gonna do when he pushes his house. So yeah, what I think about the episode, yes, like the fact that we see Darcy and his we're at the end where I was thinking about how what Martha is. We finally see that Martha has powers now, so we try to see how who knows what she's probably incapable of, and we see who knows what Tyler's trying to do in terms of sword, of what he's launching. It's gonna be really interesting seeing what's gonna happen in next episode, because I feel like it's just started crazier and better and funner to watch. It's so intriguing to watch. I'm just so excited for this, how this show is becoming, and thank you so much for watching my WandaVision review. You can subscribe right here, and also I have my WandaVision reviews here on the playlist if you want to see my other reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.